The terrible tractors. As the sun rose the next morning, Bogus and Buns and Bean were still digging. They had dug a hole so deep you could have put a house into it. But they had not yet come to the end of the fox's tunnel. They were all very tired and cross. "Damn and brass," said Bogus. "Whose rotten idea was this?" "Ben's idea," said Buns. Bogus and Buns both stared at Ben. Ben took another swig of cider, then put the flask back into his pocket without offering it to the others. "Listen," he said angrily. "I want that fox. I'm going to get that fox. I'm not giving in till I've strung him up out over my front porch. Dead as a dumpling. We can't get him by digging, that's for sure," said the fat Bogus. I've had enough to dig." Buns, the little pot-bellied dwarf, looked up at Ben and said, "Have you got any more stupid ideas, Dan?" "What?" said Ben. "I can't hear you." Ben never took a bath. He never even washed it. As a result, his ear holes were clogged with all kinds of muck and wax and a little bit of chewing gum and dead flies and stuff like that. This made him deaf. "Speak louder," he said to Buns. And Buns shouted back, "Got any more stupid ideas?" Ben rubbed the back of his neck. Ben rubbed the back of his neck with a dirty finger. He had a boil coming there, and it itched. "What we need on this job," he said, "is machines. Mechanical shovels. We'll have him out in 5 minutes with mechanical shovels." This was a pretty good idea, and the other two had admitted it. "All right then," Ben said, taking charge. "Bogus, you stay here and see the fox doesn't escape. Buns and I will go and fetch our machinery. If he tries to get out, shoot him quick." The long, thin Ben walked away. Then Tiny Buns trotted after him. The fat Bogus stayed where he was with his gun pointing at the fox hole. Soon, two enormously caterpillar tractors with mechanical shovels on their front end came clanking into the wood. Ben was driving one, Buns the other. The machines were both black. They were murderous, broncho-looking monsters. "Here we go, Dad," shouted Ben. "Death for the fox," shouted Buns. The machines went to work, biting huge mouthfuls of soil out of the hill. The big tree under which Mr.Fox had dug his hole into the first place was toppled like a matchstick. On all sides, rocks were sent flying and trees were falling, and the noise was deafening. Down in the tunnel, the foxes crouched, listening to the terrible clanking and banging overhead. "What's happening, Dad?" cried the small foxes. "What are they doing?" Mr. Fox didn't know what was happening or what they were doing. "It's an earthquake," said Mrs. Fox. "Look," said one of the small foxes. "Our tunnel got sheltered. I can see daylight." They all looked around, and yes, The mouth of the tunnel was only a few feet away from the dam. Now, and in the circle of daylight beyond the dam, could see the two huge black tractors almost on top of them. Tractors, shouted Mr. Fox, and mechanical shovels. Dig for your lives! Dig, dig, dig!